Hold on. Hold on. Welcome, everyone. I'm Nia.
I'm Nani.
And this is Rum News.
Rum News.
It's been a while, guys, but we're super excited to be back. Why don't we start with the freshest news, Nani?
Well, first, you're forgetting to do a shot.
Oh,
that's
shoot.
how we always
shot,
start an episode.
Shot. Sorry.
So,
cheers, everyone.
Right,
I'm drinking Benevolence Rum Claret from AT.
I'm drinking
Cheers.
cachaça.
What are you drinking? Cachaça,
oh,
yes.
It was there a second ago. Okay.
Oh
Cheers.
Gosh. Cheers.
Delish.
Delicious.
Right. Starting off, we're going to be hot, quick, short, boop, 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 boop today.
Yeah. Okay. Right. You go first, Nani.
So, starting off, we have what's called the Daydream Bar. Now, this is in Nob Hill, located in New Mexico. They were named Best Design on the Continent, according to the Albuquerque Journal.
But according to us, negativo.
It leaves a lot to be desired. So I guess the look they were going for was velvet wood mid-century tropical den. They pretty much nailed the velvet wood mid-century. It's very, very wood, very plain, it's very
and
plain.
Definitely mid-century, but it's not very tropical.
No, I was like, where do they say tropical? And I noticed that there's these reliefs in the wall that are like tropical themed, where there's like a tropical bird or tropical plants, but it's not colorful. It's not, if you don't know to look for it, you wouldn't know that it's there. And one thing I didn't realize when we were talking about it, it's actually accessed via a hidden staircase in a coffee shop.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a speakeasy.
It's speakeasy vibes. But yeah, I think it left a lot to the imagination. It looked very plain. It was definitely velvety for sure on the seats and the cushions.
That's cool.
But it was wooden, just lots of wood. It didn't leave a lot for the eye to look at. But yeah, so they were Daydream Bar in Albuquerque, Nob Hill, New Mexico. If you're in the area, give them a check. See if you like it. It wasn't exactly our vibe.
And send us photos. Yeah, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm a maximalist, not a minimalist. I'm definitely giving minimalist vibes, right?
Yeah. And the drinks looked decent, except for this one drink that looked. What did I say? It looked like an elephant took a poop on it. So,
I know an elephant took a poop.
Because it was just like this green sludge in the glass, and it didn't look. That one particular cocktail did not look very appealing. But yeah, what do you have?
And speaking of unappealing, women leading in rum, now called women leading in spirits, has changed their logo to a logo that looks like a, what did we say? Like an ampersand holding a tray. Oh, an ampersand holding a tray. Yeah. Not impressed, but they are doing some pretty cool stuff. They're changing their name and their visual identity. They are continuing to focus on some very unique stuff with education and private barrel picks. So let's keep an eye on it and see if we can pick up some of that rum, huh?
And maybe petition to get a new logo, because that was not it.
Yeah, it was so
I don't get what I don't understand what the ampersand has to do with women. Like, make it a W.
Like, maybe it's like women leading in rum and spirits. I would understand the ampersand, but other than that,
yeah.
No comprendo. Sorry.
Yeah. On to the next. Speaking of on to the next piece of news I have is Wednesday. Jeez Louise, how long has it been since we've done this? On July 11th, it was actually. Yeah, it's been a little while. It was a World Rum Day.
Yay! For us, every day is Rum Day, guys.
Rum Day, yeah. The world needs to get with it. One day of the year, come on. At least one day in the month. They held in Atlanta. Yeah. Held in Atlanta.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
You're fine. It's kind of our thing. They held the first ever Rum Island Festival, 2026, and that was held in Atlanta.
That's right.
In Piedmont Park. I didn't realize it was Rum Day when I was researching it. So that was a little cool feature.
Next year we're heading to Atlanta. Just kidding. I don't know.
Assuming it's held there. I don't know if it's like it's going to be there every year. If it's going to, since this was the first one, I guess we'll see how it goes. as the years play out. There's music, there was rum culture, food, community, very Caribbean heavy area, I guess, in Atlanta. And it was just a 1 day event, which was kind of rare for a typical festival. Usually festivals you see are at least 2 days for the weekend, but it was just a 1 day event. But I think because it was their first one, they were kind of trying to feel it out, see how attendance was, see how things
Yeah.
went.
And
Um,
expand on that.
yeah, they were expecting 5 to 8 thousand people in attendance. There was no official tally of how many actually attended, but they did say thousands plural. So they definitely had a good turnout for the 1 day event.
That's awesome.
They had a stage, they had premium rum tastings, immersive cultural lounges, and things like that. One thing I wish I could have found, and I tried to search, was which rums were actually in attendance, which rums were represented, since it was a rum island festival. But they were saying, oh, in order to see, go onto the website. I went to the website and there wasn't any rums particularly listed, so I don't know. And they also said to check out their Instagram to see who specifically. I'm like, okay, you guys are just trying to get the likes and stuff. So
Our
I'd be curious
views.
to
Yeah.
see, yeah, exactly, just the interactions. So I'd be curious to see how they do next year. But yeah, Rum Day, Rum Island Festival 2026 seems like it was a good turnout and it went well.
That's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
have some exciting expansion news coming from Montagna Rum. If you're not familiar with Montagna Rum, they're originally from Colorado, mainly female owned and ran. And as of recently, I believe it was last year, we reported on our rum news at that time, it was employee owned. Yes, the owner stepped down and she gave the company to the employees. I don't know how the specifics work, and I don't remember. If you remember, you can chime in, Nani. But
Hmm.
they're expanding to Dallas Fort Worth area. They expect an 8 to 12% growth with this, which is incredible, especially in this
That's
fucking
awesome.
economy. And it's exciting because they're partnering for distribution in Texas with Texas Spirits.
That's awesome. I didn't realize they were expanding. So are they opening a second distillery, or like how does
They
that
didn't
work?
reveal, yeah, they didn't reveal a lot of the details, but I'm assuming they are. There's a lot of space in Texas, so I'm hoping they open another distillery. But the tricky part with Texas is sugarcane. So
Yeah.
anything they'll probably have to send it from Colorado, and I don't remember if they're. I think they're just molasses. No, not like molasses is garbage, but um, it's not like they have sugarcane fields in Colorado.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember
Yeah,
either. But I know that the area Crested Butte, it's like at the bottom of the mountains. So I don't know that there would be space for that, but you never know.
I always want to call it crested butt.
Close enough.
The crest of your butt. Anyway, what do you have for news?
I have that the Global Drinks Intel has announced a partnership between Global Rum Awards and the West Indies Rum and Spirits Producers Association. I'm going to call it WERSPA from now on because that's a mouthful.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's literally what they call it, worst bum.
yeah, WERSPA.
Because
So
ain't nobody got time for that.
no, West Indies Rum and Spirits. No, it's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
They so this is going to be marking a significant step in strengthening how rum is recognized and evaluated on a global stage. The collab is also bringing together Global Drinks Intel's awards platform and WERSPA, and so it represents the producers across the region and works to promote Caribbean rum as a premium category. And it also reflects a shared focus, ensuring that rum is represented with accuracy, credibility, and relevance in today's international drinks market. So the WERSPA CEO, Vaughn Renwick, said this about the partnership. This is about creating a platform that reflects the realities of the global rum market and delivers credible recognition that producers can genuinely use. So hopefully this will be a step forward in progress regarding, getting recognition, a little more worldwide recognition to the esteem of, the bourbons and the whiskeys and the scotches of the world that have been getting recognized a lot more globally for a lot longer, and rum is working its way up.
That's awesome. That's great news. And
Yeah.
speaking of new things, Angostura just launched their two premium cocktail syrups. One of them is demerara syrup, which they're recommending to use for an old fashioned. And they have a spicy honey syrup, which they're recommending to use for a spicy margarita. The bottles
delicious.
basically look the bottles basically look the same as their bitters, but with obviously a little bit different
Labeling.
on the labeling. Yeah.
Yeah, that spicy honey one sounds so good because I know we both
right?
like a good spicy drink. So that sounds
Like a spicy DAC for sure.
yes.
I'm in.
Which, anybody who's been with us long enough knows, like me, spicy what? I don't like the spices in a spiced rum, but I like a spicy drink. So there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
a good spicy margarita.
Sold.
Primo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So speaking of cocktails, Ronde Barrilito and Oro Hotel and Residences in Puerto Rico have teamed up and they have announced a partnership with Ronde Barrilito. First ever Barrilito bar is going to be inside the lobby of their new high-end tower. And for those that don't know, Ronde Barrilito has been a part of Puerto Rico's history since 1880, so well over a century and a half, going into almost 2 centuries now, because you guys, it's almost 2030. We're close to 2 centuries. It's crazy.
Pretty much.
And the director of sales for Ronde Barrilito said that Oro is building something that reflects the best of the island, sophisticated, authentic, and unmistakably Puerto Rican. And of course, the Barrilito bar is a natural extension of that vision. So they're going to have a curated menu of the signature Barrilito cocktails alongside, of course, timeless rum classics. So that's really exciting. So if you're in Puerto Rico, look forward to that in the near future.
That's amazing. And regarding the IWSC awards, once again, Foursquare won in the rum category. A lot of rum brands, especially Worthy Park, got 90 plus points for their bottles, but I wanted to highlight Foursquare 21 year. Don't forget, I do have a Foursquare distillery tour in the distillery tour collection or playlist. So definitely check that out because we finally made it. We finally toured the facility and it was super fun.
Awesome. My last bit of news, a company we've mentioned several times here throughout the years, Kaloa Rum Company. They have now assigned, or I guess assigned seems like a weird word. They've designated, I don't know.
Yeah.
They've named, I guess, a new COO. His name is Robert Raymer. It was effective May 1st of this year. He succeeds the current, I should say, 18-year CEO, Bob Gunter. And Raymer actually started out with Kaloa as an intern in 2011.
That's amazing.
Right.
Climbing up the ladder. Huge.
Climbed up the ladder, but he did take a break for a few years. It didn't specify how long, but for a few years to pursue pro baseball. Go figure.
Okay.
And then he returned back to Kaloa in 2019 and as director of mainland and European business development. And he's worked his way through the company and, at that point climbed up the ladder for sure and is now their new COO. And he hopes to continue doing good things with the brand. So looking forward to seeing what Kaloa Rum does in the future.
And speaking of new owners, Renegade Rum is looking for a new owner. They're selling the distillery in Grenada. If you're not familiar, Mark Renier, who's a big whiskey, like Scottish whiskey, he's the mastermind behind Bruichladdich in Scotland, and Waterford Whiskey is selling the distillery. There's no official numbers, but based on my little AI research, it says that they're estimating the cost of the distillery to be $20 to $40 million. The raw sugarcane juice production is $1 million a year. So talk about like juice
in
output.
Cost or profit?
No, I think the amount of liters of sugarcane juice that it can produce.
Wow.
It's $1 million a year. Yeah.
We're not, unfortunately, we're not interacting live today, but if we team up, start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Do something.
Renegade Rum,
we can do this. We can do this. We can start. We can get Renegade Rum
Screw
and
buying Spirit Airlines. We're buying Renegade Rum in Grenada.
yep, exactly. Let's do it. And then we can, just go and party on the grounds.
Yeah, for sure. And if you Google it, you could definitely see the initial investment was quite a lot. They did buy the distillery for I think it was like 12 million, and then they invested another like 20 million.
Wow.
So like honestly, it's kind of a steal. I wonder if Mark Rainier is just sick of Grenada and he's like, somebody take this please. I want to go home to Scotland.
I know he's giving it away. Let's go.
And then my last bit of room, speaking of, since you brought up Puerto Rican rums, is Puerto Rican Rums of Puerto Rico has decided to partner with MLB, so the baseball league, which is super interesting. So they're partnering with the Yankees, the Nets, the Rays, and the Marlins. What does this mean specifically for us here in Florida? It's actually very exciting. It means we're going to be able to enjoy rums from Puerto Rico. This excludes Bacardi and the big companies. This means we will have smaller mom and pop Puerto Rican brands at the Marlins Stadium. So they're going to do bar activations, points of sale, and corporate hospitality. So definitely stay tuned.
If you watch the Marlins play, trust me, you're going to want to drink all the rum you can drink, because the Marlins, they just ended their losing streak, I understand, but they were on like a 14-15 game losing streak. You need all the rum you can get to get through the game, because, oh my God.
Better rum than rums of Puerto Rico, you will not find. I can bet you. So do you want to move on to new releases or exciting new releases? Now, just as a reminder, if you're new here, we are focusing only on U.S. releases. We do not want to do the good old bait and switch where we show you these beautiful bottles and then you cannot go to your local liquor store and buy these. So we're going to stick to U.S. releases. I will start with the most exciting and probably the most expensive bottle that we've heard and talked about here on Rum News is the Appleton 51-year-old rum. It's retailing at $149,999.
Oh my God.
They're saying that it's going to be 25 bottles that are going to be released. It's exclusively a copper pot still. It was put in the barrel in 1973, and it is aged in American oak casks.
50, that's crazy. Crazy because 51 years. I think that's the oldest I've heard of. But also, the fact that 1973 is not that much older than us, and the fact that it's 51 or it's kind of scary.
I'm 29 until further notice. I'm like a fucking vampire. So
I've turned 29 like 10 times. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's impressive and like.
That's crazy. 51 years.
Yeah. And 149,999, it's like.
Yeah. Do you know? I mean, I don't know. You obviously have way more rum knowledge than I do, but I feel like a rum that is that aged is not super common.
One, it's not super common because of the angel share. It obviously evaporates a lot. But it is the tropics, so the evaporation would play a big part of it. But also, I've heard, and specifically because I've tried the Coronis, which are like around from that era, like 70s, 90s. I've heard they start tasting like way too oaky. Like it's not an appealing thing. Like it's not like, oh yeah, let's drink this. I mean,
obviously Appleton
rum.
thinks it is because they're selling it for almost $250,000. So
yeah, that's the thing. If we could get some hands on, if you have a sample, send it our way and we will give you our comments for sure.
Yes.
What release do you have, Nani?
So I have one called Two Shores Paladar, which, if y'all don't know, paladar is like palates.
In Spanish.
In Spanish and in Portuguese as well. In Portuguese as well.
Oh, really? It's the same word?
Paladar, yeah.
All the Romance languages.
So this one is different. It's 10-year-old mezcal cask finish Irish rum.
Whoa.
Right? It's a limited edition release, 420 bottles only. I could not find a price for it, unfortunately, but 420 bottles, so you know the price is not going to be cheap. So before the rum, so okay, this is like a whole process. So before the rum, the cask is matured, has matured Irish whiskey in it.
Okay.
And so that gives it little notes of vanilla and spice and oak. And
Okay.
then the rum is from sugarcane juice from Panama. And
Interesting.
it has 8 years of tropical aging. Then it travels to Ireland for another 2 years of continental finishing. And then it's first finished in a single malt Irish whiskey cask before going into the mezcal cask. And so it gives it notes of caramel and brown sugar. And it's complemented by the vanilla from before and the toasted oak and the gentle spice of the whiskey oak. And there's no colorings, no additives, no chill filtration. And yeah, it's just like the whole mezcal, it's very unusual. We've seen tequila, we've seen wine, we've seen bourbon, but it's a mezcal finish. So it that probably adds to the smokiness of it,
For
which
sure, that's very
I'm
exciting and
very,
very unique. If we could get some
yes.
hands on that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd be very curious. And I know you're a mezcal lover, so I'd be very curious to try that.
So good. So good.
Hmm.
And then for my next release, I have the Denison Rum. They're releasing a Wonder series. It's a unique single origin. So they're focusing on single origin rums. This one is specifically 8 years in column and pot. They age it 3 years in port cask. And the first 8 years is actually in American New Oak, 54%. So kind of unique coming from Denison. Denison is more like a rum agricole style
Hmm.
rums, a little bit on the funkier side, but interesting that they're releasing this one. My understanding is they are releasing like a Jamaican style rum and a Spanish style rum as well eventually.
Oh, nice. All right,
Yeah.
my next release, it's a little more fun, a little more beachside. Um, our favorite captain, Captain Morgan, has released a new RTD variety pack of the sliced colada style drink. So it has a bunch of different. So the pina colada traditionally is pineapple and coconut. So this takes the colada, but then it puts a strawberry spin on it, a mango spin on it, a passion
Oh
fruit spin on
wow.
it. So in other words, it's like a strawberry colada, a mango colada, and so on and so forth. So those are fun. So if you see those out, they're great for like at the beach, by the pool. It's summer, it's hot, they're refreshing, they're tropical, they're sweet. And it retails for about between 17 to $20 at your local liquor store. So if you see it, feel free to give it a try and let us know how that is. I feel like it's probably going to be on the sweet side. But I'm hoping that because it is Captain and Captain is known for spiced, it'll have a little bit of that break in the sweetness. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds amazing. And then for my next exciting release, I have Mount Gay. For the first time ever, they're releasing an age statement rums. So they're releasing a 15-year-old rum, yes, 1.5, and then a 25-year-old rum, yes, 2.5, which they typically do blends. This one is a straight 15-year-old rum that they're releasing, which is exciting. The proof is going to be 43% on the 15 years, and they're estimating that the bottle is only going to be $90, which I think it's quite good for the price, and
That's
considering
reasonable.
it is, yeah, for sure, and especially considering it's Mount Gay.
Hmm.
And then the 25-year is going to be a little bit higher on the proof. It's going to be 47, and that price is going to be a little bit, more expensive. It's going to be 199. So definitely let's keep an eye
Ooh.
out on that.
That's more in line with the Mount Gay prices usually for their specialty bottles.
For sure, yeah. But the $90 bottle, that seems very reasonable for a 15-year-old
Yeah.
Mount Gay rum.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. For any 15-year-old rum, but the Mount Gay stamp on it. Oh yeah. All right. Up next, another big name in the rum industry, Don Q Reserva and Don Q Reserva Especial.
Wow.
Yeah, so Don Q, we're big Don Q fans over here. They're, a great rum, great for cocktails, great for drinking straight, especially their flavored ones. Um, so Reserva, it blends rums aged from minimum of 5 years in American white oak barrels that were previously holding bourbon. Has a golden amber color with aromas of caramel, vanilla, oak raisins, and plum. And then the Donku Reserva Especial is a blend of rums aged between 7 and 10 years in ex-bourbon American oak barrels with notes of dried fruit, caramel, vanilla, and a touch of light smoke on the nose, was what it said. Light
That
smoke on the
sounds
nose.
delish.
Yeah, I couldn't get any ABVs or prices for those, but if you guys
But
see
Donko is
them,
very accessible. They're considered like
yeah,
industrial, so it
yeah.
shouldn't be that expensive.
No, my guess is if I had to guess, we're probably looking at like, I don't know, maybe between 40 and 50 a bottle.
That's what I was going to say, yeah, 40, 50. And
Yeah.
another great news, going back to what I reported on New News, is they are part of the Rums of Puerto Rico, so we should keep an eye out for the Marlins games and see if we can see them and drink some of their rum
Yeah.
at the Marlin game,
Oh, their passion fruit
right?
one. So
Oh,
good. You can drink
so
that
good.
just straight over
A little
ice.
bit of
It's so
ice,
delicious. That's all you need.
that's all you need. Yep.
Yeah.
And the next new release for me is Rum Clement. They're finally incorporating the VO to the U.S. market. VO stands for 10 years on the Martinique side of things. So very exciting. It is a fresh sugarcane juice made rum, and it's aged in ex-bourbon and ex-bourbon and new American oak, 40% ABV.
Noise. I'll let you cough. Are you done? I wasn't sure if you were done.
Yeah, sorry. Like,
It's okay.
I feel like I've been sick for like 3 months
Yeah.
at this point.
So, no, for real, get better soon. I told her to keep drinking. She's either gonna feel better because it's
I'm
gonna
trying.
clear her up, or she's gonna not care because she's gonna feel good from the alcohol. So
Yeah,
either way,
exactly.
she's gonna feel good. So
It's a win-win for me.
my last new release, yeah, exactly. My last new release is from Last Drop Distillers. They released what they call Number 41. It's a 25-year-old Trinidadian rum from one you mentioned previously, Caroni Distillery. So it's aged in Trinidad, and there was very, very limited information on it, but and bottled at 65.2%. So it's a
Ooh.
good strong, yeah, good strong rum
Yeah,
from
sounds
Caroni.
like
You
it.
can't go wrong with Caroni. So
And then my new release is Aluna Rum from Cloudbreaker Spirits. They are an independent bottler, but they are focusing on, they're calling it a white, but as I always say, there's no white rum anymore. It's transparent rum from Trinidad. And it says that it has floral notes from Mauritius, so it's kind of like a blend. And they don't add any sugar, which is very exciting. If you're not familiar with them, they did have a coconut rum from Guatemala before, so keep an eye out for them because they seem to be releasing some very interesting stuff.
beautiful. I've never been to Mauritius. I don't know if you have, but from what I've seen,
No.
it looks like a beautiful island country. I would love to go there someday. For those of you that don't know, it's off the coast of Africa, kind of over near the Maldives and all those, in the Indian Ocean and stuff, but beautiful country.
It does, for sure. And then to close out rum news tonight, we are going to talk a little bit about rumonomics and talk about the value of Jamaican rum. So a little bit of figures here just to talk a little bit about this, which is exciting because we're such big fans of Jamaican rum. They're estimating that this year, last year, apologies, 2024, they did 57 billion in rum exports. And that means that they're a big portion of global spirits market, which was 720 billion last year. And then the great thing about this, and it's so important, especially for an island like Jamaica, is that these figures not only impact the economy, tourism, because people come visit the distilleries, which is very exciting. It creates jobs for people as well.
Yeah. Just like even agriculturally speaking, the manufacturing side of it, the logistics, the exports, it's just honestly, because Jamaica is such a small island nation, things
Yeah.
like the distilleries and the rum industry, it honestly, I'm totally making up the statistic, but I wouldn't be surprised if it makes up at least more than half of the economic, like the employment and stuff like that, because they are so small that, and there's so
Yeah, for
many
sure.
distilleries there that it's such a huge pillar of their economic structure and development. And Jamaica, aside from it's in the tropics, so you know they're going to have great rum and they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for many, 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 many years. They also have their competitive edge. Aside from they have a strong rum heritage. Like I said, they've been doing it for decades, centuries. They have lots of tourism that then brings in even more economy, and then they have such expertise. And you hear Jamaica, you think rum, like they already just have such a great reputation in the rum industry as it is. And
Yeah, for
they
sure.
bring such a good authenticity and quality to their products. And, it's just, they are great for the rum industry. They are great for their own economy. It's amazing.
And speaking of authenticity, this is the beauty of allowing companies, countries, and everybody to have a geographical indicator. Jamaica has a geographical indicator. If you're not familiar, they have 11 points of code of practice. One is that they have to use natural lime water, naturally filtered water from lime that goes through like lime areas.
Stone.
It could
Hmm.
limestone, yes. Number two, it could be from molasses, juice, or crystalline sugar. Number three, they have to use local bacteria, cannot be yeast that's induced. And then fermentation has to be done in Jamaica. Distillation has to be done in Jamaica. They can only use oak barrels up to 250 liters. The aging has to be done in Jamaica. They cannot add any additives. They have to, when they release a bottle, the age statement has to be the youngest rum in that whole bottle if they do blends. And I did not know this, but if they blend any Jamaican rum with anything else, then it eliminates the GI. So
Mm.
another important point for Jamaica.
Another reason to keep it, all homegrown and keep it all from, Jamaica start
Absolutely.
to finish. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean, they have great product and they're definitely a little on the funkier side usually for people who love a good funky rum.
But there are plenty of approachable
Yeah.
Jamaican rums. Appleton
Yes.
Estate. Don't.
Yes.
If you've tried
Yes.
some really funky rums that you say, "Oh, I don't like Jamaican rums," please, please, please
Yeah.
try all the rums at least once. Give
Yes.
your palate a chance. Try some other
Hmm.
stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. I
thank
might
you so
actually
much.
be in Jamaica myself next year, so I'm maybe gonna hit up some distilleries, so we'll see.
Ooh, definitely
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for everybody that tuned in tonight. I know it's been a while, but super excited to be back. On August, we will have a guest co-host while Nani attends a wedding.
I'm
So,
in the wedding. Woo.
oh, yeah. We'll enjoy that wedding, and we will be back with Nani in September. But thank you so much
Yay.
to everybody.
Just in time
Great
for
to see
spooky
you.
season.
Exactly. Have a great
All
one.
right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, it's over.